Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. So I noticed the other day I've got a big long scratch running virtually all the way down the passenger side of this car. So in this video I'm just going to talk you through taking that scratch out and kind of how it got there in the first place, which is something I'm interested in as well. Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel, guys. So good to see you all. As always, bad things seem to be happening to me at the moment. Anyway, I just discovered this long wavy line down the passenger side of the Golf, and looking at it first of all, I thought it's been keyed because it goes all the way down the passenger front door and virtually all the way down the rear door. It gets harder to spot there, it starts thinning out. It's got a slight wavy line to it and it's about the right height for where you would key it. So someone's keyed my car is what I thought, which is a horrible feeling, isn't it, to think that people would do that, but there are people that do it. Anyway, I've got some time today. Saturday I'm going to clean the car off. I have cleaned the car off. I've also clayed it and then brought it inside to have a look at it. And a couple of interesting things I've noticed. The first interesting thing, on the driver's side, I like overlay shots of all this as well. I've discovered another little scratch that's probably about this long in a curve that's deeper than this as well. It's a nasty one. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all that out, and I don't think I should try to get all of that out more appropriately. But we're going to sort that out in a second. So there's another scratch that I didn't notice as well, and I spotted. Well, I tend to get in that side. I would have spotted that. I reckon it's been done at the same time or the same day as this one, which I think it's done on Wednesday. And here's the other thing. After cleaning and claying this, I can actually, or after cleaning it primarily, I can see another scratch that's about 3 or 4 inches below the scratch that runs all the way down both doors. Another one that runs parallel to it, but kind of starts fading out towards the end of the passenger front door. But it's parallel, and both of them are a little bit wavy. As soon as I discovered that other long scratch, then my mind suddenly changed to this. This hasn't been keyed, because normally when someone keys it, they'll do the whole lot. They'll do the wing, they'll do the doors, they'll do the rear door, they might even do the bonnet. You just don't know. But when someone keys it, they typically go in and start scratching it, and then either get go in harder, and it just does more damage than I think they've done here, and they might even wave it up and down. It looked like initially I thought it was just the casual key that someone might have just gone quite quickly when they were walking past it, but actually now I don't think it's been keyed. I think if I had to put money on what's happened, it'd be the missus and her handbag shuffling down the side of the car in a tighter car park space, and on the driver's side, I bet when she's getting in the car, she just sort of like, drag the bag in as she gets in the car or something like that, and it's whipped around the side and caught it. That would be where my money lies, but God blimey, I can't tell her that. She'll absolutely kill me. But I did check her handbag, and it's got metal studs on it that are about that sort of distance apart as well. So that's enough evidence to me to convict her in my mind. Either way, it doesn't matter. I've got to get these scratches out, and I want to do it very, very rapidly. And this car's overdue a polish now. This car doesn't get maintained very well. If I opened up the door and showed you the inside of it, it's a dog's dinner in there with so many leaves and dirt and dust in there. And every now and then I just sort of think, I need to clean this car, it's really bad, and I'll go in and do it, and I'll do it reasonably thoroughly, but I don't routinely try and keep it to any good standard because it's just not worth it. It gets dirty too quickly for me. So, it's good in a way, this car, to have it like that. It just works for me. And I like the car, I appreciate it, but I don't love it. It's just a bulk standard convenient car, and it's battered as well with loads of little dinks from parking lots. Picks up, because we have to do the school run in it with the kids and stuff, and it's all tight, it goes to the supermarkets. It picks up new dinks. I'd say at least once every 2 months it will get a new nice little dink where someone's opened their door in it. So it's great in a way to have a car like this that you just accept is going to get kind of battered. But either way, I don't want these scratches, so let's get stuck into removing them. Okay guys, I'm going to try and shoot this on the fly without all the edits and moving the camera around and all that sort of rubbish. Well, not rubbish, it's really good to make a good video, but it's a pain in the knackers for me. So we're just going to get stuck into this. I'm going to just polish over this set here, which is obviously the tough bit. And I want to do this very rapidly. And I've shot another video on this. I don't know if it will come out before or after this one. But we're using this Recla G30 super fast compound, which I won't talk too much about because it's all in the review. But I'm using it because of the amount of cut it has, guys. It is a very, 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 very aggressive compound, which I said in the review isn't always suitable, but sometimes it's nice. Now you could wet sand these, but wet sanding gives you a little bit more control back as well when you're trying to be really careful, because you can do it slower and you can actually kind of get a better visual gauge, I guess, of what's going on with the scratch. Although when it starts to haze up, it's hard to actually see the scratch. But you can sort of get a bit more control of how deep you're going, but you can still go deeper faster with wet sanding if you like. But I think this is basically going to do the job on this rotary. I'm in a bit of an awkward position here, guys, so just bear with me. I'm just using that as a mixing palette because you do not need a lot of this polish. Oh, I've got the wrong plate on the machine. Oh, Jesus. I should be really using the flexible backing plate as well, but I'm going to use the Flex 125mm plate on the grounds that I can't be bothered to get off my arse. But that Recla plate would have been handy, actually, because I do want to get a little bit. In fact, should I get it? Should I get it? No, this will be all right. This will be all right. I can still tilt. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a little bit of compound there, guys. And what I'm going to do is just the standard thing of just working that out into a film first of all. In fact, it's probably ready to go. It's not going to sling any stuff around. So not use too much product, actually. The pad is obviously fresh. It's a new pad, actually. But there's enough product there to just give me an idea of whether or not this is going to work. I'm in a bit of a lousy position here. I'm going to run this at around about, I'd say, 1000 RPM, something like that. And I'm going to refine this afterwards as well. But this shouldn't give me any buffer trails. And I'm going to run it for probably less than 60 seconds. Just make sure I've got good access to it. And we can see what's going to happen. This compound, this cutting compound is ridiculous in a good way, So that's not using the rotary at high speed. I'm in a crappy position here, an absolutely awful position to use this rotary. But I think even the deep part of that scratch is gone now. I'm going to just going to buff this off. Okay. I'm going to buff this off. Where's my torch? I've got the inspection torch here. Whoa, don't shine it in your eyes, John. Where the hell has that gone? Where's the... So this is kind of after that compounding set. And there, the scratch, you can just see is still there, but now it's like a minor swirl. You'll see it best if I do this, won't you? Let me, there you go, I want to get the angle right. But it's right near the dot, you see it? Just above the dot now. There we go, I can actually film that. There. It's starting to disappear there. But it's back, there we go, there. So I think, no, it's gone there. So actually, really, let me put this back on the tripod. Right, so I'm just going to quickly switch pads. Where are you? Here we are, to a soft finishing pad. Get on there. Right, let's get rid of that excess compound. I'll just put on the wing. A nice little bit of polish in there by hand. Give this a bit of a shake. And just three pea-sized blobs for this whole section. So that will do. Let's get this done because I want to go and have something to eat. That'll do. Okay guys, that's it for this one. We've done nothing clever in this video actually. These scratches were really easy to work on. They are completely removable, or the ones on the passenger side are, if you want them to be. We have just done sort of 2 compounding sets really on that corner where it's at its deepest, and then kind of 1 on the rest of the side, and then gone over and just polished that. We've done it reasonably rapidly in about 10 minutes with the rotary because, you know, that's just the way it is. You could spend longer, I suppose. The other side, I've just gone in there quickly, just I'm finishing off. Just put the yellow pad back in and just went over the scratch with the yellow pad and the compound, and just slowed down, eased it up a bit. I don't want to put in buffer trails or anything like that, so I'm not working that polish too hard. And again, that scratch, I didn't even get the light on it. This is how much of a cowboy I am. But if I get the light on it, I know there'll still be rounded edges on that one. So, but I can't see it now. So next time I'm polishing it, I'll just pay a little bit of attention to that area and sort it out. So the car now doesn't look like it's got 2 scratches running down the side of it, which was the main thing. coincidentally, guys, taking paint depth gauge readings as well on the car. This side of the car has been painted before my time, because I haven't had, I haven't had to have this side resprayed or anything like that, because it's all reading around about 300 microns. The roof and the tailgate are reading about 120, which is kind of what I'd expect for this car roughly, or any car of this kind of age roughly. 120 sounds about right. And the other side as well, the doors are reading about 120. So it's had some paint here. The front bonnet's been painted as well, and the front bumper has been painted because I had that done in my time as well. So the car's had paint, but I don't really know how much clear coat I've got to play with on this particular side. So when you don't really know, you should just err on the side of caution, ideally, isn't it? Because the alternative of going in very aggressive is that you could risk going through. But we are nowhere near going through this clear coat. We've only done 2 compounding sets, and we've not gone banana speed or anything like that, or gone massive pressure, so we've probably removed maybe about sort of 5 microns max. That's just a finger in the wind, but it's done a good enough job for me that the car now looks good. So all in all, that's a good day. It's always nice when you come in and you do something quickly, and I've just literally set the camera up to film this, guys. What else has been going on, guys? Well, I've got the dink out of my front bonnet from the snow foam lance drama, and the paint, the panel dent repair guy, paintless dent repair, whatever it's called, managed to, without drilling, which some people suggested, he managed to actually get into one of the holes and sort of access the underside of the dent with a funny tool and pull it back out, or push it back out, which was phenomenal. So no paint was needed. He's got the dents out, and when I polish it, I'll improve those 2 little dimples that are in there, which will maybe come out all the way out. I'm not too sure yet, but even if they don't, they're literally pinpricks, so that's fine. So that was a real big result. I'm trying to get that triangular conical flask that you can get for the snow foam lance, because I keep tipping that thing over. Loads of people commented as well. You touch them and over they go. It's a really bad design, actually. Although, yes, I'm still stupid as well. Some guys were saying you can get it from a company in Sweden or that operate in Scandinavia. I can't remember their name. Auto something or other. I messaged them, but they didn't contact me back. I emailed them through their website, but one of the guys, Daniel over in Sweden, contacted me and said they don't ship to the UK. So Daniel very kindly bought the flask of me and sent it over to the UK. So that's on its way. I've PayPal'd the money across, but I really appreciate that, because those tipping lances are a real pain, aren't they? You'd have thought that would have been something that would have a problem that's very easy to solve, and if they're solving it in other countries, then it's obviously not acceptable to have these tipping lances over there. But yeah, I am still an idiot for knocking it over, no doubt about that. So all in all, guys, so things are going really well at the moment, and this was just a very quick video, just doing some on-the-fly guerrilla polishing that anyone could do at home if you get very fine scratches. Proper key marks that are deeper, it's best thing bet to do is to watch the wet sanding video, because the thing you want to avoid is just going hell for leather on scratches, trying to take them out and keeping going till you've taken them out, because 9 times out of 10, if they are very easy to see and they're big scratches and you can feel them, that kind of statement is right. You're not going to take them out. It's just the very fine ones, and typically after that first compounding set, you can, and you've rounded off the edges, you can tell if you're going to be able to take that scratch out all the way. But even if you can, you shouldn't always do so, which is a long kind of thing to sort of discuss. But if you are really going to be doing that sort of stuff, then the paint depth gauge is probably something you should have. But even with this particular scratch on this car, because it's been repainted, I have no idea out of that overall 300 micron reading how much of that is clear. So I'm in the dark almost as much as anyone else. The key thing is, if you are trying to take it out, you'd probably do a set piece of a couple of 2 or 3 heavy compounding sets on it, assuming you've got fresh clear coat that hasn't been buffed on before, and then you want to start slowing down and perhaps even accepting the fact that you shouldn't go further. So I could ramble on for ages about that. Quite a difficult thing to talk about, actually, because there's no right or wrong. There's just being careful. and like I say, not going hell for leather. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this one, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care, all the best, and bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?